today's the day. Basically we are changing our shower head and getting a new water heater put in. Our other water heater that we had was literally an hour and a half boiling time, and now it's going to be 20 minutes, which is game changing. So the water heater that we had on this van is a 12 volt. We wanted everything to be 12 volt in our van, but it was just taking so long to heat up the water, an hour and a half, pretty dead. So we got a new inverter and we are going back to a household heater, just like we had in our old van, and hopefully the waiting time's only going to be about 20 minutes. We've got our 6-litre water heater here, and we've got to fit the inverter, and we're also putting that on a switch so that we don't obviously have it on all the time. I have the water heater in this cupboard because it's closer to the shower. I had it in the garage space before, but what I found was that I was wasting so much water on the presses to get to the hot water itself that it was just such a waste, and it was easier and more efficient to have it in my cupboard. So I haven't shown you this before, but this is my push button. It's set on a timer so that when the water comes out of the shower, it doesn't stay on for too long. It's like one of those ones that you get in the gym. This is staying in, but the shower head itself is coming out and getting changed for this. I took off the old shower head. It was a little bit of a pain to take off, but I replaced it with the new one and I really loved it. I plumbed in the rest of the shower, but I didn't have the right connections, so I'm going to change them later, but I wanted to see if it worked. After the plumbing, I went and moved on to wiring in the inverter. It's going to get connected with a positive and a negative to the batteries, and then we're going to attach the switch to the inverter so we can switch it on and off from the other side. Once that was all fitted, I just wanted to see whether the wiring was okay and worked, which it did, and I was really happy about. So the inverter's in, all hooked up to the battery. We've got the cable going all the way down the side of the bed, through here. I'm going to tidy that up later. Through the bin, through the cupboard, and all in here. That's our new water heater and a new shower. Look how messy the van gets when you're working on it. Over the last few days I did some more renovations. My window switch hasn't been working since we got it. We bought a new one and I'm going to fit that today. So for this job I had to take off the door card to get to the switch itself, so I had to take off all the trim and unbolt the door card from the door. The job wasn't actually as hard as I thought it was going to be. There was only 6 bolts to take the door card off the door, and then I just had to unhook the door handle and unplug the switch. Putting it back on was a lot easier than taking it off. Well, so I thought, because I actually didn't put the handle on properly and had to take it all back off, and this is the moment I realised. So let's test it out and see if it works first before I start putting everything back on. Well, I had to take everything back off anyway because I didn't put the handle back in properly. But let's check. That's good. I mean, I could do that before, I just couldn't put it back up, and because it's really cold at the moment, I kind of need the windows up, so I took all the bolts back off and took the door guard off, fixed the door handle and put it all back on, and I then placed all the trim back where it's supposed to go, and it was done. The other job I had to do was the heater motor. It broke the other day, so I had to replace that with a brand new one. I unbolted the glove compartment to get to the heater motor and I unplugged it and pulled it out. I took the housing off the old motor. Look at the state of that, no wonder it didn't work. It wasn't until I unboxed the new motor that I realised that I took off the housing for no reason because it already had one. But anyway, look how fresh that looks. I reinstalled the fresh motor back into where it's supposed to go and I plugged it back in. I closed it all up and put the trim back on, and the only thing left to do was to try it out. Now that I've fitted it, let's see if it works or if I've completely wired it in wrong. No. Oh. Yeah! Oh my god, it sounds like a tornado. Bloody hell. Really strong. Anyway, thanks for watching and hope you enjoyed the video.